Hey, this is Ben Ingram, and this is Riding with the Braves. So hop in. Let's see who else is riding with us today. I'm driving you to work.
Let's do it. Yeah, this is nice.
All right, so growing up, you grew up in Rome, right?
I did.
So I'm sure you grew up a huge Braves fan.
I did. So I actually had two teams. I had the Braves, and then I had the Mariners, because I have my mom. Yeah, my mom's parents lived up just north of Seattle. So as a kid, we would go up there in the summers. A ton of good players on both teams, and yeah, I grew up fans of both of those teams.
So who'd you like, Ken Griffey Jr. a ton? Or?
Griffey and A-Rod on that team. Jay Buhner actually too, because I used to have a skint head.
Did you really?
My mom used to buzz
You shaved this?
Yeah, well, I didn't have this. I didn't have the hair. I have it pulled up now, but yeah, that was a fun team. And then, obviously the Braves with Chipper and Andrew and, Smoltz, Glab and Maddox, and they just had so many good players.
Yeah.
And they were just easy to root for.
So what else was going on? Were you playing other sports?
I did. I played basketball. I played football. I played up until 8th grade in football, and then played 9th grade JV basketball. I actually played a couple years of soccer when I was younger, and I took gymnastics for a couple of years.
Did you really?
When I was little. I was like 6, 7 years old, taking gymnastics.
Balance beam and the floor?
Balance beam and balance beam, the bars, floor. And it was more of just going out there, and it was like coordination and doing things. But actually, I think when I was 6, me and my buddies, we taught ourselves how to do a backflip.
You think you can still do a backflip?
Oh yeah.
Could you really?
Yeah, still got it.
Flat ground?
Flat ground, yeah.
No way.
Standing back tuck, yeah. And my mom asked me every now and then, like, hey, can you still do your backflip? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lose that. I'm not gonna lose it.
I mean, think about Ozzie Smith. He'd take the field doing the somersaults.
Yeah, I actually did that coming up in the minor zone.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You do somersaults onto the field?
Because I played short a lot in second, so low A, high, and then some in double A. I would do a round off backflip going out to the field.
Are you serious?
I did it, yeah. But I only did it because it was fun. Fans liked it, but my teammates liked it too. So there was a point in time where I stopped kind of doing it.
Right.
And then my buddies were like, hey man, you got to do it today.
So does anyone on this team know that you have that up your sleeve?
I don't know.
God, that'd be great to break out one night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of...
That's a different thing doing it at the big leagues compared to A-ball.
Yeah, well, Ozzie Smith did it because he was a wizard.
And he is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily on the track to be there.
He got more walk-off home runs than he does.
That's true. But he has a few other things on him, too.
He does. Got a couple gold gloves.
Yeah, he got a few of those.
He's all right.
No, I'll stick to doing it on the side.
I like it.
Not on the field.
I like it.
Yeah.
Did you ever hit a walk-off home run before being a big leaguer?
No.
No minor leagues, no high school?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's funny.
You're saving them all up for the big leagues.
I saved them for the show, yeah. At one point last year, I had 2 in that 1 week at home.
Right.
And then I hit another one, but it wasn't a walk-off. And then Walt's like, man, you got to slow down. You got to your walk-off home run percentage is going down. Because at the time, it was like 4 walk-off homers and 8 big league home runs.
Right.
So and I'm like, you know what? I don't mind that percentage going down.
Right.
Like, if I can hit a few more homers, that's okay.
I remember doing the broadcast and looking at your career homers versus how many were walk-offs. And I think at one point it was exactly half.
It was 4 and 8.
Yes, 4 and 8.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty crazy for it to happen like that, especially with not having any prior to the big leagues.
Right. So if it's not for baseball, what do you think you would have been doing with your life?
Oh, man. If it wasn't for baseball, honestly, I'd never really put much thought into it.
Really?
I love numbers. I love finance. I love investments. So maybe something in the financial world.
It's cool that you say that, though, because I feel like it's not easy to get to the big leagues. You know that.
Right.
And to just have an inherent knowledge of, this is going to work out. It didn't sound like you really had a plan B. It's like you knew your plan A was going to find a way to work out.
Yeah, I mean, my parents, they taught me well growing up. I always knew that, for me, I was good in school. I enjoyed school. I enjoyed studying. That was something that I did pretty well in. So if baseball wasn't going to work out, I had a good feeling that I would have done something that I enjoyed, and I would have tried to do it well. Helping other people out, I really enjoy those things. And then for myself, being married and having 3 kids, I got to make sure we do the things the right way, and save for my children, and teach them too. So probably would have went that route.
So what's it like being a dad in the big leagues?
It's great because they come to the park. Most of the time they just play in the family room, so they understand that I play,
Right.
but they're still young enough to know that it's cool. But they have their friends too, and they have their own life.
It's so cool that they're at an age, or at least a few of them, and getting there with a third one, or they'll remember this. I feel like a lot of guys, maybe they have young kids, and by the time they're finished playing, the kids were too young to remember.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've enjoyed with having kids earlier on, is to be able to bring them to the park. Ace is like, "Hey, Dad, can I go to the field with you today?" So I've taken them to the field 5 or 6 times this year.
Yeah.
We'll go early. We'll hit on the field. We'll hit in the cage. We'll have lunch.
How great is that?
It's the best. And then just talking with some guys are like, "Man, take advantage of that."
Right.
And that's kind of another thing that kind of keeps me, motivated to keep playing even longer, play as long as I can, to be able to, have those memories with my kids at the park. Friday night fireworks on the field after the game, running around. Those are fun. That's something I really enjoy.
Oh, and it's cool too because you can see the priorities. I mean, you're a baseball player, you have a job to do,
Yeah.
but it sounds like your biggest job, your biggest priority is what you have at home.
Yeah, family for sure.
So tell me about how you met Sarah.
I was coming up with the Giants, and their low A team is in Augusta, Georgia, and it was in 2009. Randomly met through a friend. One night, her and some girlfriends went to a game, and she actually had a date that night, but she didn't go
To the game?
after the game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, after the game, but she didn't go on that day. So we kind of just hit it off, and ever since then we've been together over 10 years now and married almost 8.
I wonder what that guy's doing now. He's not hitting walk-off home runs, I can promise you that much.
Maybe not. Hopefully.
That might be your first walk-off home run.
That's true. I
Think
actually
about
hit
that.
one in the minor leagues before I got. Yeah, that was the real one. That was the real one.
You took your wife from another date. That's a walk-off
Yeah,
right there, man.
Yeah, that's. It all works out, right?
Yeah, it does.
It all works out.
Yeah, it does.
That's funny.
What is that, by the way?
All right, this is my green juice.
Tell me about this.
So
Is this
Sarah,
every day?
It's not every day.
Okay.
But most of the days at home in the mornings, Sarah really likes the juice, and we do celery juice with sometimes apple and lemon in there.
Pretty good?
It's actually really good.
And good for you, I'm sure.
It's good for you. You get a lot of nutrients.
Is that the secret behind walk-off home runs?
I wasn't doing that last year.
Walk-off home run juice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe that'll happen tonight, and if it does, then I'll credit it to the celery juice.
What about this team? I mean, this team I've had so much fun watching this team, broadcasting this team. I mean, it's so much talent on this team, and how often do you guys look around and think, man, we really have something special here. We could do some pretty impressive things.
I mean, quite often.
Yeah.
Every single day, you just look around, and the good thing about it is, like, everybody enjoys one another. And I think you can tell that. That's one thing you got to do. You have to like the guys you're around.
Right.
And the more you get to hang out with those guys and guys that you might not usually hang out with, the more you get to know them. I feel like for me, the more I pull for them.
Right.
Because you have that connection. So the times that we can go out on the road and have dinners with the guys, or just doing different things with one another, it's like you have more in the fight.
Yeah.
It's like now I'm really going to pull for that guy even more because I've gotten to know him more and I know what kind of person he is. Everybody knows their role, and that's what when I have people ask me about playing time and all that, I'm like, you know what? I know my role.
Right.
It is what it is. As long as we're winning and as long as the team's doing well, good things happen. And I think that's key. And it's taken me kind of a long time to kind of realize that you have a role and just do the best you can in that role.
Charlie, enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So much fun.
This was a blast.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Sounds good.